The Tallboy Experience.
This is Isaiah John from Snowfall on FX, and if you want the experience, Tallboy's gonna give it to you. I promise you.
If you want the exclusive, you want the Tallboy, because he's gonna bring you the exclusive.
Well, I started acting when I was 14, but when I was 13, I actually took a whole year to convince my mom to allow me to even start acting, because she always said that I was too shy to act and I didn't have the personality. But I really was interested in it because I wanted to do something different. I wanted to start something then, so by the time I'm my age now, I can reap the benefits of it. And it happened. It worked. I put in the hard work and dedication and the consistency, and I was persistent. And with my mom's both of my parents, with their backing, it definitely helped everything manifest. But I started acting when I was 14, and I booked my first short film. It was a leading short film when I was 14, shortly after she allowed me to start acting. So it was really cool. Yeah, well, I mean, the biggest downfall that I've had was my look. My look worked against me in a lot of ways, because I would audition for a lot of roles, and I would hear that I'm just too ambiguous for African American roles. So that worked against me in a lot of ways. But that it was hard for it not to discourage me at times. But my whole thing is if I believe it, it can happen. And I believe in myself, and I knew that with a lot of hard work and dedication, it can happen. So I just continue to work and just continue to build my team and keep my family close to me, and that helped everything manifest. And successes that I've had, I was a part of Barbershop 3, which is a great franchise. Salute to Ice Cube. And Snowfall. Snowfall is a life changer for me. John Singleton and everyone that's a part of it, all the producers. You got Dave Andron, Dave is my guy, Tommy Shalami, everyone that was a part of Snowfall. The whole experience was just a big blessing to me, and I'm very appreciative. But that's the biggest success that I've had so far, and I'm ready to continue to work and build in my career and build in myself as a human being, and continue to grow. So can't choose, and I'm gonna tell you exactly why. TV, I was able to learn so much because it's we filmed for months and months. So every episode I was able to take something from this episode that I may not have liked and change it for this episode. So each episode I felt as if I was growing each episode, and finding new things about myself that I didn't know, that I can implement in a new episode with a new script and, things like that. So that's why I like TV. And movies, I feel as if it's just, I don't know, movies is like a whole another world for me, because it's like now you have a month or two to tell a story, and there's no season one. Now if you do, there's like a part 2 to the movie, then that's fine, but it's just like, you have this amount of time to tell the story. And with movies, it's like, with television, you have time to develop a character. With movies, the character is already developed 100%. So that's the difference. You have to really embody someone and embody someone's feelings and emotions. With TV, it grows because you don't know what's going to happen next season. With movies, you know how it's going to end, so you know how to develop that character as an actor, performance wise. So that's really the difference. Okay, well, in 2015 they did their first TV pilot, and they had a lot of people a part of it and things like that, effects of the idea, but they wanted some new faces apparently, so they recast it in 2016. And my mom, who's also my manager, her management company is RBJ Management, and she manages a lot of other actors as well, and she hates being called a momager. It's funny. But yeah, so she actually, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have been on Snowfall. So she reached out to the casting director and told the casting director I feel like Isaiah will be perfect for the role of Leon. The casting director immediately emailed her back and said, hey, I agree, but I'm not casting for Leon right now, so I'll come back to you. 2 weeks later, she reached back out to her and said, hey, just an update, what's going on, blah, blah. She's like, oh, perfect timing. I'm going to send you the script, send you the side, so I want to see an audition. So I auditioned, and after audition, I usually just forget about the audition. I literally forgot I even auditioned for Snowfall. And about a week or so later, they called and said they want to fly me out to California to do a callback with Damson Idris, who plays Franklin. So I get to LA and I'm like, man, because at the time I was a janitor for 2 years, so I'm still a janitor at the time, and I'm just like, man, it's like a leap of faith almost, because it's like, if I go out there and I don't book, I'm missing work. I'm going to be behind on my bills, and it's like, ugh. So it's just like, I was like, I have nothing to lose. I was broke, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go. So I went, and the callback itself was crazy, because it was me and 2 other guys, and Damson had time to, before they went in the room in front of the producers and directors, they had time to, build a rapport. But with me, I just walked straight in the room, and Damson was like, hey, what's your name? I was like, Isaiah. He was like, oh, that's my nephew's name. All right, cool. That's all we had, all the rapport we built. And I was in the room. So it was like, we just went from that, and we instantly had a connection, and they saw that. And so what a lot of people don't know is that in the pilot of Snowfall, on the bus scene where I go off on that older guy for turning up my radio, that scene was actually a scene that me and Damson improv in my callback. That wasn't even in the original pilot. So the fact that, they saw us create that together, and then trusted our vision and our creativity and put that in the pilot was amazing. So later that day, I got the call that I booked Snowfall, and it was like, yeah, you can call your job and tell them you can't come back. So okay. So that was cool. Yeah, that scene, well, first when I found out, I said, I live, right? They're like, yeah, you're gonna live. I said, okay, cool. So once I got that out the way, when it came to the day of performing that scene, it was difficult. And the reason why I say that is because it's not even the performance itself; it was the actual environment. Because when we film, we actually film in the neighborhoods in South Central. We're there and we're present, and it helps us all get into character and really appreciate the lives that we're portraying. So the house that we're filming at, first off, didn't have grass in the backyard, so they had to lay down their own grass, and it was wet, it was water. And a lot of people don't know that California gets cold. Even though it's sunny, it gets cold. So it was freezing. I was on the wet mud for hours. We filmed that for probably 3.5 hours. I was laying down for 3.5 hours in the mud, and then they had to put the fake blood on me, which was also cold. So, but it was good though, because it really helped me perform and get into that mindset and that mode. Like, wow, this is real. So I really felt like after a while, I started feeling pains as if I was shot, because I really try to go there and feel this character's pain. So that scene in itself was one of my favorites, because I was really in it, and I was present. As an actor, you got to be present and honest with yourself, to perform to your best of ability at that time. So that's how that scene went. It was cool though. It was cool. I loved it. They said this is my Leonardo DiCaprio moment in what's that movie that he just did? Oh, I forgot. The Revenant. They said this is your Revenant moment. I was like, okay. I was like, all right. Well, for me, luckily, my character isn't on drugs in the show. Hopefully, never will be. And it's the way I prepared was I really had to get the persona and the attitude and the energy of my character of someone that was born in the 70s but grew up in the 80s. And so basically talking to John Singleton and Dub C, who we had on set every day, really helped, because that's their life. That's what they know. And it's like the fact that they know that, and I can come from Atlanta and them help me transform into this person. Like, it was even down to, the way I stood, the way I stand, his stance, their chest is always up, the way, so it's just the way they, look around. It's so technical. But if I didn't have them, I wouldn't have known that. Because I did my research on the crack cocaine epidemic and things like that, but you can only know but so much. But when you have somebody that actually lived that, they can go into detail, and you can ask them any question. You can't ask YouTube questions, you can ask them questions. So the fact that they were there, it really helped me build my character, so that's really what I had to do. And finding out that, we went on a tour for Snowfall and going to every city. John asked, who in the crowd has a family member or knows someone that was affected by crack cocaine, and almost everyone in every city raised their hand. So the fact that, and even including myself, so it's like seeing that and then doing the show, it made me appreciate the show even more, because it's like, wow, this is a story that needs to be told. And the fact that it's on television and people can see it every week, it's not just like a one time, it's not just a movie, it's something that can go on for years and years and years. So it's like, wow, I'm really appreciative of the fact that I'm even a part of something like this, because it's something that's needed, especially for my generation and younger generations, because they don't know it, because I didn't know, so. For me, and I can only speak for myself, of course, is I've done extra work probably no more than 4 or 5 times. I refuse to do it any more than that. And I know it's a paycheck, but at the end of the day, if you really see yourself doing this professionally, you don't want to, because the reason why I say do extra work when you're first starting is so just only for the simple fact that you see how a set works, but there's some people that really enjoy extra work, so I'm not knocking it, because without extras, it's not real. So I appreciate anyone that can do it. It's just, for me, it's just, I was so hungry for the craft that, like, I couldn't stand not speaking, like, what I'm saying, and being a part of the project in that way, in a speaking way, and actually having a character and a life that I'm portraying. But, if you really see yourself, taking this to the next level, it's like, when you feel like you're ready to take it to the next level, then that's when you stop the extra work, because at the end of the day, you got to know that, you got to start building your brand as an actor, because it's all about, when people meet you and what you bring to the table and how you are as a person, to see if they even want to work with you. But I feel like extra work is very important. It's very important. Every actor should do it. Every actor doesn't do it, which is fine. But for some people, it's very important, and it's all about building a team. Finding people that can help further your career, but you also have to bring something to the table and how you can help them. So it's just building a team and working together and just growing together. That's, what I could say about that. Wow. My ideal role. What I like to say is that my ideal role or my dream role will change as I grow as a person. And I continue to go through life and gain life experiences. But I would say right now, I would love to do an action movie. Like, I recently just saw the movie American Assassin, which is an amazing film, and something like that would be like so cool. Like, be really dope, like super dope. But I mean, anything really, like anything drama or action. I'll even try comedy. I mean, I'm not afraid to try anything new. So. Hey, I'm down for whatever. I mean, it's all about building, your career and finding a path. But I feel like at this present moment, in the way that things are in the entertainment industry, it's like you can do whatever you want. You can have a niche, but don't be afraid to try something new, because you might be good at something else that you never thought you would be good at. So, but yeah, action, definitely. Man, what do I do for fun? I have another passion for music. Whether it be producing or writing. I can hold a note. I ain't gonna say I'm a singer. I can hold a note, and and rapping. Just recording in general, and just writing and creating music. Like anything with the arts. Like that's what I usually do for fun and just exploring. I'm an outdoors person. I will be in a city every day, just to do nothing, just to experience people and experience life, like that's fun to me. You know what I'm saying? Just walking around and just existing. You know what I'm saying? I'm a simple person in the sense of it doesn't take much for me to have fun. You know, I'm not somebody you got to impress. Like I'm just like I'm so laid back and chill. Like it takes nothing for me to have fun. Like I take pride. Like I find happiness in the littlest things. Like honestly.
Think big, think tall, think tall boy.